Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Draft to the Future. I am one half of the team. My name is Matt. We are continuing our player profile evaluations as we're ramping up to the college season, as we're getting ready to finalize at least some rankings in our boards. I don't know that either of us are going to do big boards anytime soon, but we're starting to see prospects. We're starting to get an idea on the top 4 or 5. But if you're new to the channel and you like data-driven analysis with some film on the side, my buddy Ryan came up with the catchphrase I love, data-driven, film confirmed, and I think that's a slogan we're gonna stick with. So data-driven, film confirmed, and this is what we're kind of digging into. So today in our player profile, we're going to talk about Chandler Rivers. But before we get into that, I want you guys to know that on August 24th, coming up here in a few days, we are going to be doing our first live broadcast. And we're going to be kind of talking about this concept of a shadow team. And that's how we kind of drive what our thinking is and why we do this. It's basically a weird kind of fantasy football. We'll describe and talk about that more on the 24th. But when we're evaluating prospects, we're evaluating these guys because they're players we're trying to draft on our own imaginary football teams. And that's kind of what keeps it fun for us. So if you're interested in that, you like player evaluations, you like rankings, then stop on by on the 24th. We'll have a time for you a little bit later. Probably going to be in the neighborhood of 9:30 p.m. Eastern is what I would expect. So if that sounds interesting to you, we really want to be a community. We want to be interacting and talking to people in chat. And so hopefully you guys will come by and show some support. So with that all said, let's talk about Chandler Rivers. I was high on Chandler Rivers last year. Last year I wanted to take him in the second round. And he's not going to do anything to disappoint, I don't think. He decided to go back to college to play his 4th year. I've seen steady growth from years 1 to 3. Last year he got an 89.7 coverage grade, 60.8 passer rating, so that's decent. That's really good. 446 coverage snaps and 50 targets, and only 50% of those catches were caught. So they only threw his way 50 out of 446 times, and then you got a 50-50 chance of making a completion. That's a corner who I'm interested in. He only allowed 3 touchdowns in his career, and he's never once allowed more than 1 touchdown in a single game. That is wonderful. These clips will have a link to the main video below. I watch more than one highlight video, I promise. But when we accumulate our footage just to show on here, then we got to get it from somewhere. And so these have the examples of what we want to talk about. So I'm not quite positive on what his age is. He is listed, and this is an important conversation for later, he's listed at 5'10", 180 pounds. I can work with 5'10", 180 at corner. But more on that here in a minute. First off, shout out to AOWF Media for the logo. And my buddy Ryan, the other half of the team, he surprised me with this hat. So I'm a very stoked individual. And if you like the hat, give us some love. Give some knowledge. But, okay, one more time. I got a lot of promos to work through as we're ramping up for the actual college season to begin. So, Chandler Rivers, he's a willing tackler. You check out this clip. He sets the edge, disengages a blocker. So, we're talking about a guy who's arguably 5'10", taking on a blocker at 180 pounds, and just straight disengaging him. That lineman should have pancaked this dude, but they don't. This is not what happens. He disengages and makes a perfect form tackle. So he's a willing tackler. He's a capable tackler. He has no business being this involved at the line of scrimmage, and yet he keeps doing it. Now, can he do this at the next level? That's a fair question, but I'm looking at a guy making plays, and I can only imagine that he's going to keep making those same plays. They use him on the blitz a lot, which I think is a strength. I think it's something that teams should do with him. And he usually impacts the pass the way you're seeing. Gets in, gets on the quarterback, and even though he doesn't get that perfect form tackle like the last clip, he swipes at the ball, gets it out, and he gets the ball for his team. And he might be one of those positionless defenders. You just want a guy like that on the field. You just need a guy like that on the field. He can jump out of the building. Watch this highlight. There is a grown man standing right there, and you can see him literally leap over this grown man. I don't mean like the guy was ducking under, like that's a talent. Like when the guy's tackling and the other guy jumps over him, that's like, wow, that's special. This guy was standing full up like a height line, and still Chandler Rivers almost clears him. This is amazing. I love his pick six against FSU. He's understanding the system. He effortlessly switches the coverage, and he's got great hands. So he gets this pick six, takes it to the house, and you see those hands again on this next clip. He's in a trail technique. He's fallen up. He puts on the burst and makes a beautiful diving catch for the interception. Again, the guy gets the ball for his team. That is what you need. He's quick to diagnose a play, gets in his set, understands what's going on, and makes it to the ball. And even when the pass gets to the wide receiver, that doesn't mean it's a catch. The ball gets in, the receiver gets the ball in his hands, but he's very good at securing the tackle with one arm, truly securing it, and then swiping at the ball with the other to disengage it. So, now we get into the negative I have for him. First off, on a field, in a play, I love this kid. I have no questions about what he can do on a field, but I need an official height measurement on this young man, because I heard someone say he was 5'8", and I don't know that he's 180. He might be he might be there. He might even be a little bit bigger, but we need to confirm what his size is. For me, even I acknowledge, like, I can put you outside if you're 5'10". Me personally, I know Ryan talked about Pons. I love Pons every bit as much as Ryan, but I can't give him a first round grade because I can't put him outside. As much as we love play, I believe that there are certain measurements. I don't draft quarterbacks whose height begin with a number 5. I don't draft edge rushers and linemen whose arms are not 33 inches. There are certain just limits that I track. So the good news is Rivers, at worst, is a lockdown slot corner. He's a nickel. And a nickel in the NFL these days is a starting guy. He's just not an outside guy. So his worst case scenario is a third round nickel who's going to be around the ball, who's a versatile defensive piece. And I'm looking forward to seeing him used that way. But if his height isn't at least 5'10", I personally can't put him on the outside. I like him and Pons. This has nothing to do with my love of the play. It's when you're a professional and you understand how to use your body, then there are just limitations that you cannot physically overcome at a certain area. That's not to say that there are never, ever, ever exceptions, but you're special beyond special, and I can't take a guy in the first round hoping he's an exception. My first round and second round picks need to be guys I know are going to perform, and so that's why that height is the biggest factor. Anywhere else, like, I don't see a hole in his game, and if you do, you can let us know in the comments below. Let me know what to look out for. I'll be happy to take a look. So, hope you liked this video. Please remember to give a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.